Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, what the city of Fargo expects of an embattled nightclub if it's going to reopen.
New information about what happened moments before a fatal shooting outside a Fargo bar.
And how Fargo and West Fargo schools will be handling masks for students and staff. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
We've lost a month of no service because of the decision that you took and the lies that you told the commission. So I would like for you to also apologize to that, because it's not fair, and you know that.
New tonight at 6, the doors of a Fargo nightclub will remain closed until the right documents and background checks are in officials' hands.
The Africa restaurant and nightclub license suspension stems from what Fargo police say is a laundry list of issues, including the murder of the club's security guard, 28-year-old Dominique McNair.
Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley was there today as the city and bar tried to work things out. She joins us live in the studio with what those at the nightclub have to say. Bailey?
Mike Stacy nitpicked. That's how the new manager of the Africa nightclub and restaurant described how he feels like his bar is being treated by Fargo police. Now, Daniel Omani claims there have only been 15 calls to the club in the year and a half they've been open. A number of Fargo Police Chief David Zabolski argued was much higher, stating he wasn't sure where Omani got his information from. Omani says records he's obtained show there have been more disturbance calls at other Fargo bars like the Bismarck and Windbreak, and says it's hard not to feel like the actions that have been taken against his club are racially charged.
There is multiple calls, disturbances, fights, gunshots at the Bismarck, many different places. And I don't see the owners or the managers in front of the commission today begging for their license to be reinstated.
Commissioner Tony Gehrig told Omani, yes, other bars in the city need to be looked at, saying whatever punishments or actions the commission takes out on this club needs to be done to every other liquor establishment in town.
If we do take some sort of action here today and suspend or revoke your license, we should absolutely be looking at other establishments as well. But that doesn't negate or mitigate what's happening at your club. The fact that there's other problems that we need to address is true, and we should, and I hope that we will. But this is part of that.
Omani went on to accuse Chief Zabolski of lying and misrepresenting the facts of what's gone on at his club, demanding an apology for being the reason they've gone a month without any income, saying the club has made all of the changes needed to go forward, including new management and a new code of conduct for security guards. Stacy?
Thanks so much, Bailey. City commissioners say once the background checks on management and security guards have been completed, as long as they come back clear, an emergency meeting will likely be called to reinstate the club's license.
Fargo police are looking for this person who may be connected to an arson case. A vehicle fire was reported early this morning in the 900 block of 4th Avenue South. If you have any information, call authorities.
2 men are arrested and a 32-year-old woman is dead after a drug overdose near Fertile, Minnesota. That happened last night 7 miles outside Fertile on Highway 102. Police say Katie Flick of Erskine was pronounced dead at the scene of an apparent fentanyl overdose. 16 M30 fake Percocet pills were recovered, which are suspected to contain fentanyl. Police say these pills have been flooding the region and are extremely deadly. 29-year-old Georgie Piatkoff, also of Erskine, was transported to Riverview Hospital. He and another man, 43-year-old Andre Metcalf of Crookston, were arrested.
Still hot out there, and there's a risk that some areas might see some stormy weather tonight. Let's get the very latest from Hutch. Hutch?
Mike, thanks so much. Yeah, stormy weather tonight is possible. Last night really didn't become widespread, but the areas the storms hit, it hit hard. Now, the National Weather Service has completed a preliminary survey of a tornado that did touch down and cause damage in a couple of different places in Beltrami County. This was near the lower Red Lake area. In fact, the damage was recorded near the Red Bee area as well as in Red Lake. And again, those winds from that tornado, 86 to 110 miles per hour. For tonight, we're starting out with, well, there's a look at where the damage was. I apologize. Here's a look at the smoggy conditions that we have in the area. That's smoke. We have clouds building out to the west, and from those, a few sprinkles showing up on the radar. Not all of these likely reaching the ground. In that area, we could see a spotty thunder shower tonight, but don't count on it. Look at the heat out in the west, 107 in Pierre. Factor in the humidity, it's mighty sticky. We have heat index problems where it feels like it's so hot. We have heat warnings in Montana and the Twin Cities and our southern South Dakota counties. all the way through tomorrow. That's where things will be the hottest. Here's what you need to know. In Fargo tonight, temperatures will generally be in the 80s until after sunset. We're going to stay dry. I'll track some storm potential in the overnight hours and talk about the rest of the week with some changes in the offing coming.
All right, thanks.
You bet.
The manhunt for an accused murderer who was loose in the FM Metro is over. Oscar Ortiz was wanted in connection to a murder on Sunday in Killdeer, North Dakota. He was found in an apartment building this afternoon in the 500 block of 32nd Avenue South in Moorhead. Police say a man involved in a shooting over the weekend has been officially charged with murder. Court documents say Raymond Gunn was interacting with Eric Hayes and another man before the shooting took place. Surveillance video from the Bison Turf Bar showed a few interactions between three men. Court documents say Gunn fell backwards and shot Hayes once.
A Red Lake, Minnesota officer was shot and killed this morning while on duty near Redby, Minnesota. The shooting happened around 8 this morning. Redby's on the Red Lake Reservation. Details on what led up to the shooting aren't clear, but the FBI says one person has been taken into custody. The Red Lake Tribal Council chairman has ordered all tribal programs and businesses to lower flags to half-staff for the rest of the week. Names of those involved in this case have not yet been released. Fargo police have identified the 24-year-old man as a person of interest in a case that we first told you about last week. Police say this person is responsible for crashing his car into an apartment building off of 48th Street South and then running away. A woman and a baby were inside the apartment at the time of the crash. They were said to be okay. Police say this person could be charged with reckless endangerment. 2 Fargo women were arrested east of Devil's Lake after speeding from Highway Patrol and crashing their vehicle. A trooper reported the driver speeding at 93 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone toward Devil's Lake. When the trooper attempted to stop the vehicle, the driver took off, reaching a speed of 105. The vehicle drove into oncoming traffic in Devil's Lake before crashing. Caitlin Clevin was arrested for DUI, aggravated reckless driving, and an outstanding warrant. Her passenger, Trista Peterman, was also arrested on an outstanding warrant.
Masks will be optional for students and staff in both the Fargo and West Fargo school districts. West Fargo sent an email to families this afternoon saying face coverings are no longer mandated for staff, students, and visitors. As for Fargo, they also tell us there's not a plan for a mask requirement for the next school year, adding if that would ever be a recommendation, administration would seek approval from the school board. The number of new weekly cases of COVID-19 in children continues to increase. More than 38,000 new pediatric cases were reported last week. That's an increase from the nearly 24,000 reported the previous week. The report also shows children represented nearly 17% of the new cases. As of July 22nd, roughly 4.13 million children have tested positive since the pandemic began.
For North Dakota to accomplish Governor Doug Burgum's goal of being carbon neutral by 2030, many of the plans rely on investments in carbon capture technology. Just a few hours ago, state leaders signed on to testing possible storage sites. The state's Industrial Commission approving more than $325,000 to conduct a seismic survey in the eastern part of the state. The entire project will cost almost $630,000. Many power plants in the state have committed to carbon capture projects.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, our Devin Fry continues to have Olympic fever. Tonight he grabs his golf clubs and is headed for the links.
Excessive heat, mainly in our southern and western counties as we head into the evening. More heat, but some changes in the offing begin tomorrow. I'll have details on some cooler air heading our way. Your forecast is next.